Hi, this is Karen. I'm with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a 2020 craft fair series, and these are list pad holders. This one's already packaged up in a cello bag, but I'll show you how to create the holder, how I package, how I price, and we'll go from there. So these I started to sell last year in 2019, which were a really big hit. So I'm gonna bring these back this year. And yeah, let's get started creating this. We'll go through all the Stampin' Up! Supplies that I use to create the list pad holder. The supply list will be in the description, and you can purchase any of those at inspiredbygram.com. And don't forget to use my Hostess code that's listed right up here between the month or June 1st to June 30th, 2020. Very important that you do that. I'd like to bring you, send you a card and also some free gifts your way at the end of the month. All right, so the cling stamp set we're using is a new one in the annual catalog. It's called Lovely You. Lots of great sentiments on it, and also some flowers and some leaves and some foliage, okay? Really nice fonts. I like the cursive words on here. Today we'll be using Love is What Makes Us Family. But in the other samples I'll show you, I used Cherished Friend and Smile. The paper pack we're going to be using is Flowers for Every Season. This is new in the annual catalog. It's a 6x6 designer series paper pack. It coordinates with Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magneta Madness, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, and Whisper White. Now, these are kind of like some samples here. It even has a Christmas pattern too, so if you want to make something Christmassy this time of the year, I'm filming this in June, you've got it all ready for you. So it's got some really nice prints on the front and also the back side that make really nice list pads holders. So this paper pack is really, really super nice and should be in your craft room. We will also, let me just show you the sampler I have here. Not only does it come with these 6 prints, but if I reverse it over, you get 6 more. So there's 12 different patterns in this paper pack, and all the coordinating colors are here as well. So you can find it on page 148 of the annual catalog. All right, so let's just show you the bundle from the Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's found on page 22. The bundle comes with a punch and also the Lovely You stamp set. So this punch gives you 6 options to punch out these nice little labels. We'll be using that today. All right, so the materials I purchased at the Dollar Tree are these magnetic list pads. They are by Jot, and the pens that fit this style are these smooth cello pens. They come 10 to a package for $1, so a really good bargain there for you. We'll be using the blue pen today. This is a list pad we'll be using. So let me just open that up with some scissors here that I use for anything like paper, stuff that I don't care about getting my scissors dull. All right, so now that also has this really, really thick magnet on the back side. I don't want that, so I'm gonna simply just peel this off. And you can save these magnets for a different project because, it's still good, and you can just kind of peel this off the back side or just glue it down with some hot glue onto your other project. All right, so that's a list pad we're gonna be using. That's the pen. I'm gonna show you how to cut and score your holder for your list pad. So let me bring in my trimmer. This is a trimmer for Stampin' Up! It's a great trimmer. It's got a scoring blade and a cutting blade all in one. We're gonna need to extend the arm. So we'll do this. The cardstock I'm using is one of our new in colors. It's called Misty Moonlight. Really nice blue. It's got a tint of gray in it as well. All right, so the measurements that we need to cut at, we're going to be using some odd kind of measurements, but with this list pad, it's the best measurements I could come up with to make it all work. So we're going to go to 8 3/16. So it's 8 inches plus 1, 2, 3 tick marks, which will give you 3/16 of an inch. You just kind of cut off just a little bit. You can recycle that piece. We don't need it. You're going to flip your paper, and now you're going to cut it at 8 15/16. Though that's a tick mark before 9 inches. Okay, save this because you're going to use it. All right. So now we're going to score. So if you get confused because the paper is very similar in size, you want to make sure that you're scoring the correct way. Okay, so you're going to be scoring along the 8 15/16 line. So our score marks are 3 15/16. So the one tick mark before the 4. Then 4 1/4. That one's easy. And then lastly 4 9/16. So 4, 8, and then 9. Each mark is a 1/16 of an inch. All right, so now we're done with the trimmer, so we'll just put that away. You're going to need a bone folder. It's going to be your best friend in this project. So what you're going to do is just simply burnish those 3 score lines. I pre-fold them first with my fingers and thumb, and then I go along and crease it better with the bone folder. Now you're going to do this. I go back to that middle one, just to give it another burnish. So now you're going to have the shorter side on the top. You're going to fold it in the middle score. You're going to take your paper snips, some really sharp scissors. I suggest these from my online store. They're called paper snips. You're just going to snip down about 2 inches and then snip up to the score line, and then about a 1/2 inch to maybe 5/8. You're going to make another cut up to that score line. This is going to be the thing that's going to hold your pen in place. You're done with the snips. We're going to open this up. Now you're going to need some really strong adhesive. I suggest the tear tape. Works perfectly for this project. It's a perfect size for that score. You're just going to tear it off. I use my bone folder to give it a nice press. And then you're going to, again, add it to the top. You're not going to put tear tape right here because that's where the pen's going to go. You don't want that to stick. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my bone folder here. Now I'm just going to peel this off really easy, hopefully. It's a humid day, so who knows. And nothing is stamping right very well today, so we're going to stamp too, so hopefully that'll work. All right, so we got that out, open. And now we're going to be very careful about how we fold this. We're going to fold to the score line that's the furthest to the right side, to the right of that adhesive, all the way over, okay? Now you're going to use your bone folder again and just give it a nice press, especially on a humid day. Sometimes adhesive will not stick very well. Now you're going to open this up, and I use my middle finger here to press out that pen slot holder, and then I'm going to fold these back together, and then I'm just going to use my bone folder one more time to give it a nice press. So it's basically you're making this little slight tab up, and that's going to give you enough room to hold that list pad. All right, so we'll set that aside. We need this piece that we cut off from the Misty Moonlight cardstock. We're going to slide this up underneath that back cover. And this is the thing that's going to hold the list pad in place. And it's also going to provide you with a reusable list pad holder too. So once you're done, you run out of pages in this one, you can just simply purchase another one and use the holder once again. All right, so now you're going to use tear tape one more time, and we're going to add it over here. Just give it a good press and release. Now we're going to fold this over right on top of the other, give it a nice press. Then I turn it this way because it's easier, it's facing me. I hope you can hear the woodpecker that's outside my house. My windows are open, so a lot of the birds are chirping. It's kind of fun to be working in a craft room and listening to the nature outside my window. All right, so I'm just giving that a nice press. Again, I'm going to peel this, backing off. Now I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. I find liquid glue is very strong. You need a really strong adhesive because this piece of the list pad holder is going to get most of the work, other than the front cover really. All right, so now let's bring in the holder. We're going to open it up. we're going to line it up left, right up against there. I'm putting it up straight. I'm looking down and making sure my borders are all good. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to press it, and then I'm going to press and fold over and just use that bone folder because this is really strong and I can just get a really nice adherence. All right, so it's looking good. Okay, and then this will come right out. And I designed this one so it matches the imprint. So now we'll bring in some of that designer series paper. I even forgot what it was called. What was it called? It's called Flowers for Every Season, page 148 of the annual catalog. So these pieces are cut 3 3/4 by 3. You need 2 exact same sizes. I'm going to use a liquid glue. This pattern kind of has a pattern to it. I want the flowers going up. These are peonies. And we're just going to adhere that to the front. And it's about 1/4 inch border on the top, left, and right. And again, we're going to use this one. Let me know if you can hear that woodpecker. He just arrived yesterday, and he's working on a tree out front. I can't figure out what tree he's working on. I haven't seen him yet, but it's really fun to hear. All right, so that one goes in the bottom. Now this is the reverse side of that paper. So we're just going to add this. This is called, the color on the green is Just Jade. Actually, we're going to need a piece of this, Misty Moonlight. This piece is cut 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. We're going to just adhere that on. This is going to go in the center of that list pad holder, just so it breaks up the pattern. We're just going to add this on. Whoops, stuck to my finger and went flying. All right, so I'm just going to line this up, cover over those edges, and give a nice press. All right, so now we're going to try to stamp on a humid day. So I've got a piece of Whisper White, and I also have a piece of Misty Moonlight. I'm going to stamp in Night of Navy ink. I don't have Misty Moonlight ink yet, but Night of Navy works perfectly with this. I'm going to ink up Love is What Makes Us Family, and hopefully I'll be able to stamp straight on. And that looks really good. And then we're going to just set this aside because it's going to dry. Humid day, it takes a little bit longer. Let's talk about the punch we're going to be using. This is in the bundle. Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. This will punch 2 different style of label ends. And it does lock for you, so it can store flat, which is really nice. To release it and open it up, you just press that lever. I'm right-handed, so I like to have this on my left hand. I'm going to be using the style that's on the top. This is 1 inch by 3 1/2. I'm going to simply slide that all the way in. Make sure your paper's straight and punch. And then it looks like this. And we're going to come over. Make sure you don't go down here because then you're going to get a different style. You don't want that. And then just punch, okay? And now this should be dry. This is 3/4 inch by 3 1/4. And this one is a little bit harder to put in there just because it's not as big. Just make sure it's all the way in and it matches the other end. We're just gonna slide this in all the way, and looks really nice. Okay, so we're done with that. All right, so now we're going to adhere these 2 together. I'm going to use my liquid glue and just add some here. This one's almost out, and it's a little bit harder to add that glue on a humid day. And we're just going to add this on. It's about a little less than 1/4 inch border all the way around. I'm going to flip it over and just give it a nice press from the back side. Now I'm just going to add in some more glue, bring in my list pad here, and just add it straight across and press. Now to jazz this up a little bit, because I thought it was too plain, I'm going to bring in another punch, and this is called the Small Bloom Punch. It was offered in the mini catalog and now is in the annual catalog. I have a scrap of Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to punch out a little flower. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat because we're going to give that flower some life. And then I'm looking for my piercing tool. This is your take your pick tool. I'm going to press it in the middle. So now that flower's popping up. To give it some character, I'm bringing in the gold gilded gems. These are also carrying over from the mini catalog into the annual. I thought gold looks really nice with this paper. All right, so now I'm going to add some glue to the back side of this special flower we're going to add on. You could use a glue dot as well. And I'm just going to put this right over here in the left side. Hold it in place so it sticks. Just takes a good 5 seconds. All right, so now while this is drying, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add my information on the back side. I'm going to use that Night of Navy ink. This stamp is a personalized stamp I use for my business. It has my website, my name, and my business name. I'm also going to stamp the Stampin' Up! Copyright logo on the very bottom, so I abide by the angel policy because I do sell this product, the list pads at craft fairs and online, and I will be setting up my store on Facebook pretty soon. So I'd suggest that you go over there. My Facebook page is Inspired by Graham. I'm going to use one of those Cello Smooth pens, a blue one. And just slide it right into that holder. Now that $1 list pad now looks like $1,000,000, doesn't it? All right, just add in some really nice pretty paper with a Misty Moonlight and a nice little flower embellishment with a really fun and welcoming sentiment. And there's our fresh and delicious list pad, okay? And it's reusable, that's a good thing. So it just slides up and down. Perfect size. All right, so now how I package these, I'm using up what I have in my stash because I just want to use these bags up. So these I got from Amazon. The size of them are 6 by 9. They're too big, but you know what? They have to work because it's what I have in my stash, and I'm not going to go buy anything more until I use up what I have. So what I do to jerry rig this, I add it in, and then I flip this over. It's about 1 inch too wide, but again, use what you have. I need my Scotch tape, so let me get that out of my drawer. I'm just going to take a small piece and add it there, okay? And then I'm going to fold this over. I already removed that backing on that adhesive piece, and just give that a nice press. Now I'm going to add my information, which has my name, my website, my email address, my phone number, in case somebody wants to know who made this. And then I get more orders for this way as well. So they have all my information right there on how to contact me. All right, so now let's show you all the ones that I have already made for you ahead of time so you can get some ideas as well. So we've got the punch, and that was Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. All right, that's a must-have in your craft room. Another must-have is a small bloom punch. Definitely really nice to have in your stash. Also, don't forget about the flowers for every season designer series paper. All right, makes fabulous cards and also craft fair projects as well. So here's the one I used with Smile. Nice, fun daisy print, and that's why I use the Smile with that little embellishment. And here's another one I made off camera, same sentiment. Here's another one that's Smile. Cherished Friend, another daisy, but with the shade. Here's a really bright and fun one that says Smile. Magenta Madness is the new ink color there. Here's another one that says Smile. I used Pretty Peacock for the background. Love is what makes us family. Really nice. I did this one on my Facebook Live, so if you don't catch me here, make sure you catch me on Fridays on Facebook Live. This is using Poppy Parade. Again, another one with Poppy Parade. Really pretty paper, bright and cheerful. And I find that bright colors will bring customers into your craft booth. Here's a really nice blue. I love the Misty Moonlight on this Misty Moonlight. Cherished Friend. And the last one I made is another cherished friend with the bumblebee or cardstock here, with just another new in color with an orange pen. All right, so if you want to purchase any of this product, make sure you head over to inspiredbygram.com. And a lot of my customers forget to use the Hostess code. So what the Hostess code is, it brings you free product from me. And that's how I thank my customers for purchasing orders $40 and above on my online store. So use this code here for the month of June 1st through 30th, 2020. For all your inspiration, please visit me at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.